Happy Sunday morning. I've had the opportunity for the last few days to be in Santa Barbara with my mom and dad, and this is my mom, Judy, and we have had a marvelous time together. And I want to talk this morning for just a few minutes about faith and hope in the midst of difficulty. Mom has been walking through stage 4 cancer for about 2 years now, and God has given her just wonderful help and wonderful moments of rest. But in the midst of it is the knowledge that God holds us in the midst of storms. So I'm just going to give her a few minutes to talk about what it is to have hope in the midst of difficulties and clinging on to that faith of who God is, to know Him and the peace that comes from that relationship with Him. So Mom, I'm going to let you speak to that issue for just a minute.
Well, of course, it's always a shock when you hear stage 4. But just laying everything at Jesus' feet the way we do with everything else, He has given a peace that totally bypasses all understanding. And we know that His will is unfolding in our lives, regardless of whether we can see the whole picture. Of course we can't see the whole picture, but we know that it's good because He is good, and He is going to make good come from this experience. Will I live long enough to tell the tale? I don't know. But I will live until I die, and then I'll go be with Jesus, and I'll be happy. That's all there is to that. This family has experienced a tremendous peace and joy, and it's in His hands. Everything is in His hands. And
Amen.
I don't know what else to say. Speaking outside this peace is just, we can't talk outside this peace because we live in this peace.
Amen. Mom has always taught us that in every circumstance that God uses everything that we walk through for His good and for His glory. So we have the opportunity to minister to others in the midst of our own pain, in the midst of our difficult circumstances. And the number of people that have come through Mom and Dad's house during this period and the ministry that she's been able to give to people has just been absolutely beautiful. So God takes even those things that seem like they can't be good and makes something beautiful and good of them.
Absolutely.
God never wastes our experiences. He never wastes what He allows us to walk through. It's our job to keep our attitudes right in the midst of the storm so that we can be that vessel, that tool that He uses to minister to other people. And Mom is just beautiful. She's an extremely wonderful example to me of what it is to walk with Christ, no matter what, your whole life, and then go be with Him. I can't think of anything better.
You know, I have said a few times, I wouldn't wish cancer on anybody, but I would wish the threat of cancer on everybody, because it purifies your thinking process and it makes you grateful for everything. The sky was never bluer than it is now. The clouds were never whiter. Joy springs up and peace. And it takes something traumatic to jolt us out of our everyday lives and just make us focus on the goodness of God and the beauty of what He created and the absolute trust that what He's doing is good.
Yes. And John 15 reminds us that as we abide in Him, He fills us with that joy to overflowing. So that comes from Him. It doesn't have to be manufactured in us. But as long as we stay close to Him, we'll be filled with the joy that He said can be ours. So I hope you are on your way to church, and we are here in Santa Barbara going to Mom and Dad's church. I will see you next week. Have a great week.